Hey everybody, Kevin with the Wisconsin Rural Folk Society. I'm out here today kind of enjoying the somewhat nice weather. It was raining at home, looks like it might rain here, but I'm out actually getting ready to make an offering in this grove. You won't be seeing me offering what I'm asking for, or if I'm asked, sometimes I just come out to make that offering because I've been extremely lucky, blessed you could say. So these rock formations have probably been here who knows how long. I'm going to say for most of the existence but maybe. This is a quarry, this lake, or was a quarry at one point. So, it's hard to say. This might have been the top ridge of the quarry that they never bothered, because it looks like it was clear cut at one point. But yeah, this is what you should be doing. You're out here getting ready to make an offering, things like that. The dates for Yule were announced, and I will start advertising for that. You will need to be vetted, and more than likely you will need to sign a waiver. That's how it's going to roll this year, especially if we don't know you very well. Vetting means you come in, you talk to us, we like you, alright, we'll let you participate. We've had a steep learning curve last year, and we've learned to recognize more bullshit. We had one individual that came in and decided he was going to defile the circle as he's just acting weird, and that's usually a first sign of it. So, yeah. Next week you guys will be getting a video filmed last week. So the place looks a little different. The leaves are starting to change color. Last week it was pretty green. But we'll talk about that when you see the video. And we'll talk about the subject in that video when it gets released. I decided to film it early because it's going to be a very big rush on that Sunday when I have family. I had a wedding on Saturday, so it's just going to be extremely hard to get out on Sunday and do a video, and I didn't really want to try to limit myself to a 5-minute video talking about gibberish. But I think you'll enjoy it. With that being said, I kind of lost my train of thought what I was going to talk about today. But anyways, the altar building videos, more of the inside work in the garage is going to be seen done. I haven't got the forge up and running yet, but you'll see that eventually. Just got to get over this last little big event of the year for us, and then we're preparing mainly for Yule. So it is currently September, and it's the 13th today. The Uller video, I'm going to be scripting and narrating that, so the first section is going to be me actually having footage that I'm going to film myself, and then I'm going to be doing the whole voiceover and things like that. The second part of the video is going to be done in October, and that's when we're actually going to be out hunting, because hunting season is actually this weekend coming up, the 18th. And I'm very excited this year because I'm a little more tuned in with my traditional bow I have. Last year I kind of got it midway and I wasn't really used to it. I got close to deer, I got in the range of deer, but it was just getting it drawn back and knowing how it was going to act. I practiced and practiced every day, but I just could not get that shot profile. I learned quite a few things about the deer in this area. So if you're a hunter, you got to go out, you got to study your quarry, study your game. In fact, I might be heading up on the property sometime this week to go and observe and see where they're moving and what they're doing. My father-in-law says they are all over the place this year, so change of pattern probably. But September is the month I typically, myself, recognize Uller as the deity of the month, you could say. If I had a patron deity, he'd be it. I know Odin's a big deal, but I have some theories on this. Typically, when you talk about Odin, he's not a very old guy in the pantheon that came into prevalence. You had Tyr and Thor mainly. He might be Thor's father, but I think he was the more shamanistic back young man wandering for so long, and then he came back and took over as king eventually, king of the gods. And when I do a video about Odin, we'll get into that. Everyone likes Odin. Don't get me wrong, I think there's some very high-end misconceptions about Odin. Like that he's primarily a war deity, which is true, but he's not the kind of war deity where everyone's charging the front line with tanks, guns, and everything else, spears, swords. He is more of the quick raid, small unit deity. He'd be the equivalent of how wars are fought today. That's why he's probably so prevalent. Not like it was World War I where it was mass charge across no man's land. That would be Tyr or Thor, I would think, if you wanted to put the context to it. But that's how mainly wars are fought today, small unit tactics. So anyways, this is going to be the bloat stone for today. It's just going to be a short and small ceremony. And I'll be honest, it's kind of the first time I've used this spot too. My rock is occupied way across the lake. We'll zoom in on that and we'll see. But it's little places like this, even though you might be able to hear cars and things like that, it's not such a bad thing, right? It's way out here, it's a park way out in the middle of nowhere. It's called Keller's Lake in Wapaka County. It's very accessible, very open if you are a heathen and has trouble moving around. You can easily get out to these spots. There's spots very close to the roads. So, but yeah, let's take a look out here and pan this camera. And then I gotta get home because I have a whole bunch of work to complete. I have a God hole to complete and I have a signing board to complete and probably a whole bunch of little things that I'm forgetting about currently. So, but we'll get there. So in the summertime, this place is pretty full sometimes. I'd love to have a bloat here, but you cannot reserve it. It's first come, first serve. But as you can see over there on the back side and on the side of the lakes, those trees are actually starting to turn. And they were not like that last week. It's amazing how quick it goes. Northus is getting ready to go to sleep for the winter. Wooler's getting ready to take over. And here comes the frost. So. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. That's all I got to talk about. If it wasn't so much that we're doing, we'd probably get into more. But we'll get there, don't worry. Stay rural, stay Wisconsin, stay tribal. Don't let anyone tell you different. I'll catch you guys later.